Kia ora, ko mai tōku ingoa, he uri ahau no Ngāti Kahungunu, Ngāti Parau, Ngai Pā Manuhiri. And this is a story inspired by my koro, Dooley Swan. Koro Dooley was a Māori Battalion soldier in World War II. He was only 16 when he fought in the war, same age as me. Unfortunately, I never got to meet him as he was killed and buried in Faenza, Italy. He never got to live his life past 16. Māori Battalion were one of New Zealand's most celebrated fighting units, but they also suffered the heaviest losses. Sadly, on their return home, many of those soldiers faced a battle for equality at home. For example, there were many Māori soldiers that never received their medals.
My name is David Stone, and this is my great uncle Dooley Swan. He is my grandfather's older brother. Well, this whole kaupapa started when my dad, who was named after Koro Dooley, and I was sitting at our dinner table, and next to our table was his photo, and I just asked my father, "Where's Uncle's medals?" He said to me, "Look, find out." I said to my dad that he couldn't have been the only one out of all of the 900 soldiers of C Company who never got his World War II medals. So I wasn't wrong that there were soldiers from every company of the Māori Battalion who never received their medals. But it all started with me simply asking my dad, "Where's Uncle's medals?" And that's what happened. But I wrote a memorandum to the Chief Judge of the Y 2500 Military Veterans Inquiry of the Waitangi Tribunal. I said to him, "Look, this isn't my job, I've done my dash. Can you please ask the Crown to do this research, because that's their job, not mine." And the Chief Judge asked the Crown if they could do that research, and the Crown come back saying the Māori Battalion have a huge legacy, lots of mana, but for whatever reason it wasn't the right time, which got me a bit pukuriri, a bit annoyed, and my opinion was it's always the right time to do the right thing. So when we had finished the research and had filled out the application forms, I went to then see Sir Robert Bom Gillies, affectionately known as Koro Bom. He's the last surviving Māori Battalion soldier. So I went to see him and told him, "Look, this is what I've done. We're having our presentation." But before I could get to the point of inviting him, he just leaned over to me and he said, "I'll be there." And having Koro Bom there was just awesome. Because he was the last one, he reminded them of their grandfather, their husband, their father, their older brother, and he really brought the wairua and the spirit and the Māori of the Māori Battalion just by being there. So that was awesome.
I think it means I was really going to say something else. it means a huge lot to me, because all those men who are now gone, and a lot of them never had their medals. I think they would be really pleased. I think they're all laughing now. It's just they put right something that was the government didn't do for them.
I'm really proud to have him as my dad.
Oh, I'm proud of him too.
Don't fight the Māori!
We had 8 presentations. Each one was deeply moving, full of tears, hugely emotional for all the recipients. And when all was said and done, there were 1,625 medals presented to 401 families of the 28th Māori Battalion.
It was like, I wouldn't say it sort of seemed like catching up with time. It was almost as if we had missed something, but we were now catching up and paying some thanks to him.
wai, ei ya, ha ha. Kau, mahara tonu tātou ki ara tau e, angwehi.
When I went to get these medals, I felt incredibly sad, and at the same time, I was honoured, and these are something we're going to treasure. I feel relieved that I've got something of his, because in all his lifetime, nobody's got nothing of him. You know, he left nothing because he went to war. I think he was only about 16, I think, at that time, and so he was still a boy, and that was the last thing that everybody remembers of him. And of course he got killed, and these are the only things that we have of him. The only thing we got to remember them by is their medals, because that's the only thing they got left.
When I was told by government departments that they weren't going to support this kaupapa, my response was, it's always the right time to do the right thing. And because I started it with that initial 100 odd files, I knew that I just had to carry on, because nobody else was going to do it. So if not me, then who? And if not now, then when? And to know that every year there is over 1,625 medals to hundreds of families out there who have the opportunity to wear those medals on their chest every Anzac, knowing that they could have been in a box in Waiuru, in a cupboard, never seeing the light of day, and knowing that I made that happen is incredibly humbling, and incredibly rewarding, and incredibly special for me. And that's the very least we, the generations of today, can do for people like them.
So that is the story of my koro doli and my dad's journey to return the medals to the Māori Battalion soldiers.
I te heke ngāti o te rā, tai noa ki te rangāke i te ata, ka maumahara tonu tātou, kia rātou.